We are all, hey, what's up there? What's up? What's up? Okay, we are all updated and ready to roll. So, about 3 hours ago, the trailer for Ed was released. And what makes all of this interesting, beyond the fact that it's a new DLC character, right? Well, Ed was initially introduced in Street Fighter V, which was the previous game. He is supposed to be a doll, which is a part of Shadaloo. He was made by uh, Bison and Shadaloo, and he's there could be clones of him running around there. He came in with Falk, who is also, in Shadaloo with Ed. Ed has a fighting type of being a boxer, but has access to psycho powers. Some of them linking to Dictator, to Bison. So, what they did was they said that Ed was a protege of Boxer, of Balrog. And Balrog taught Ed how to box and how to fight, in addition to Ed having these psycho powers. So what we're gonna do is, with that history, we'll watch through the trailer and see if there's anything that we notice going along through the trailer. Let me make sure the sound goes. Yeah.
The next stop is Beat Square.
Okay, so here, what are a couple of things we're noticing right off the bat here? Well, the first is we're in a subway, and you can get around Metro City in the World Tour mode. You can access the subway. Here is one of our avatar first person character people, right? Right down there. That's us. Besides showing the subway and the fact that we're in Metro City, and it says it right there, Metro City, on the display, right above it is a big picture of Hugo. Could that be foreshadowing things to come? Could we get Hugo in the game? Could Abigail come into the game? It's possible. I think it's still a mix up between the two of them. I don't think both of them will be in. But I think Hugo or Abigail will be in the game. Abigail has his whole mechanic shop in Metro City, and there's a lot of references to Hugo. So, here's another one here. So we'll keep going on.
Beat Square Station.
Okay, so this is what's really interesting, right? So we're seeing somebody in the running, and I thought, you know, I was surprised, but he's being chased by the people and the gangs that pop out from either side, and they attack you when you're in Metro City. But when you fight them and you beat them, then you end up getting coins and everything to use as you play to spend. So then they show his footwear, which is the same footwear basically that he had in Street Fighter V. But in addition to that, that is boxing footwear because you want to stabilize your ankles. You're doing a lot of back and forth movement. You're doing a lot of side movement, and you want to stabilize your ankles. So right off the bat, they're saying there's somebody that's running, there's somebody that's fast, and we're going to zoom in on these shoes because if you know these shoes, they're for supporting your ankle in boxing. So they told us right there. This was the immediate answer. You know, you see a blonde guy running, you see these shoes, that's the immediate answer. Technically, what, 3 seconds in, 5 seconds in, you know it's Ed. So they told us within first 5 seconds what this character was. And we didn't even have to, technically see the rest of the trailer because we automatically know it's Ed. Well, that's us that know the game, but anyway, so let's keep going.
Bring it on.
Okay, so what do we see here? The first thing we see is a sway. And I thought, whoa, this could be very interesting because Balrog Boxer has a sway to get around fireballs. Opponent throws out a strike. We're seeing an immediate sway. Considering how DJ is with his sways and how important shimmying is and everything to everybody else in the cast. If Ed has a run and a sway back, maybe the run could also be the drive impact, but there could be a little bit of Ken configurations in here with the run. He could be very good because he can run. He doesn't have to spend anything to get it. Like DJ has the ability to do that. And we just saw a sway right there. So already we're saying this character could be really something. Especially if he has a psycho upper, his uppercut, which is a great get off me tool. If he has a little bit of invincibility start up on the beginning of that, he could be extremely good. DJ has advanced footsie movement. He has a great control of the ground. If they built Ed a little off of DJ in that sense and had, DJ's command run, Ken, we could be dealing with a very good character here for Rushdown, especially with the fact that he has an uppercut, if he has it. So let's keep going. Okay, so what was that? 1, 2, 3. One of the moves in Street Fighter V, Ed was really good at. Kept the pressure on, had decent pushback, and when he landed it, when he got the confirm, had decent damage, was his 1, 2, 3, his flicker, right? Psycho flicker is what they called it specifically, but we just called it 1, 2, 3. He had the ability to keep the pressure up with them in not linking them, but just continuing them because he wasn't that negative afterwards. It was a very, very good move. And even if you're blocking it, he's constantly stepping forward. So that makes Ed very dangerous because he was moving forward while he was doing these moves. And that gives him priority in spacing. Okay, so there you go. Again, he had another sway. Command sways. Command sways in this game. Could he play like DJ when you do one of his slice kicks? You would do or one of his sabots. You do the quarter circle back, and then you hit the button, or quarter circle back, and then you hit the button and hope, your move will come out. You got to time it. Ed could work the same way, which could make him very, think you could make him very good. Okay, here you go again. Bam, he got another one. They don't put all this time and money in making these trailers, in showing this kind of stuff in this movie type of style, for them, I wouldn't think for them not to do it as gameplay. Because if they didn't do this stuff in there as gameplay, then, it'd be like, oh my gosh, that'd be a little, misleading. I think that the flicker, the 1, 2, 3, and the sways are definitely a part of Ed's build kit, if not the run, possibly. Of course, that could be a forward dash, but you know what I mean. Okay, so neutral stance. Here's Ed. He's looking, looking like he has the same haircut. Ooh, a DJ's in the background. He's looking a little tired. He looks like maybe he's been chased for quite a while. He's not having it, obviously, but I see a guy here that looks tired, a little tired, and, like he's been through it a little bit. Okay, here's our character here. And more dodges and weaves. 1, 2. More dodges and weaves. This is saying everything we need here, in my opinion. That reminds me of 112, Kazuya's 112 right there. But I mean, that's just a common, it's a common thing through anything, really. So here comes the big boss of the subway. And what we're seeing is here, it's the setup for Psycho Knuckle. So remember, Ed would, get the combo, get the combo to confirm. Then he would start up, and that's the first show that he still has his psycho abilities here from Shadaloo. And he goes, and he charges through, okay, from behind. He charges through like a super punch, and then he runs up to the front, and he does the Psycho Snatcher, which are all of the, it basically looks like little chains, but it's psycho, it's like little electrical psycho chains. He grabs them, pulls them back, and then he punches them down into the ground. So, confirmed for the trailer, what have we seen? We saw the flicker, which is the 1, 2, 3. We saw weaves and ducks. We saw a run, which may be a dash. We don't know. We don't know about that. But there was a lot of emphasis on weaving and ducking and swaying. We saw the Psycho Knuckle, and we saw the Psycho Snatcher. Confirmed in that. And I don't think that they would make all of that to mislead it in the gameplay whenever they decide to release the gameplay later on. So they just say, hey, he's coming out in February time. Here's our information. We don't have a specific date yet. It could be right before Capcom Cup, and he's not viable to play. It could be after Capcom Cup, whenever the blanketed quality of life maintenance patch comes through. We could get some gameplay mixed in here and there, as it's given. But that's basically everything. That's basically everything. And what are they saying here on this screen? Well, clearly they're saying Ed's coming in February. But it specifically says to World Tour, which means he's going to be a World Tour spot where you can have him as a mentor. They're saying that he's going to be in the Battle Hub, which means, you can play him on the, ideally, right? You would think, but they're going to have him be a playable character. I mean, you're going to play him in the cabs, and you can purchase his, they'll have different clothes and items pertaining to Ed for you to get for our avatars for World Tour and for the Battle Hub. But then he's going to be in the fighting grounds. And in the fighting grounds is where you have your custom lobbies, your ranked, your training room, your tutorials, your extreme battles. It's all in the fighting grounds. So he's in all three of that.
I'm not gonna be anyone's pawn. You hear me?
And that's it. So
show up again and I'll punch a hole through you.
So there you go. And clearly it seems like what he's saying about being a pawn, he's not a fan of being used. So he sounds like he escaped from Shadaloo. Doesn't have any involvement with the JP at all. He's on the run, literally. He's doing his own thing, and he's not a part of whatever is going on with that. So what's your guys' thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts about all of this there? Let's see. Abigail. Hoping for Abigail Hugo works. That's right. Who knows? I think we definitely have a good chance of either of them showing up. Yeah, definitely. So a big body's definitely going to be in there. I don't know if it'll be Hugo or Abigail. I can't imagine. I don't know if they would want to have 2 slots spent on a character like that, but they may. It's possible. Maybe their student, if they train together there, and they have Shadaloo boxes. Oh, that's Balrog's cross up. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Which is excellent. But, okay, so that is... That, well... So here's the thing. Ed was introduced later into the Street Fighter V series, right? Balrog was earlier. There's still a really good chance Balrog can make it in the game. I think he has a chance. I think Dudley has a chance. But the issue is, I think Balrog has a much better storyline to being in the game and tying in with Ed and other parts of the game than Dudley would. I don't know what Dudley's story could be if they put him in, but I think if they put Balrog in, it would run with Ed a lot better. He's looking a lot older or sickly. Yeah, I didn't want to mention that, but yeah, he did look um he looks I remember in 5 they did make him seem like a little bit thinner, you know? Like he does look like a he looks like he's defined. I mean, he looks like he's built, right? He looks like he's defined, but he does look lean. He looks very let me put it this way. He looks cut is what it is. And he also looks like here he doesn't have any weight in his face. That's how lean he is. But he's muscular. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's still in shape, you know, but he looks very lean mass is, you know, is what it is there. Yeah. Look. Right there. Yeah. He's a boxer type or brawler. To be honest, I think he could be a little bit of both. I think he could be a little bit of both. He has a little each category, so he could be in his own little genre of his own. Um, you know, considering how he was in 5, he wasn't just straight boxer in 5 either. You know, and in this, they definitely picked up on some things from 5. So yeah, I would agree with that. The cross up, a mix of both. He's pretty unique in that regard, yes. He looks very cool. He does, yeah, he does. He does look cool. I mean, I thought it was interesting how here's what's interesting about Ed. So he's got jeans on, and a zip up sweatshirt type of thing, and his wraps. He's got wraps on. He has the charm on, but his hair for me is something that they pulled from 5 that I think for me gives the most familiarity. It's the hair, because his hair in 5 was very it was very I want to say artsy, but that's not the word for it. I want to say chic too, but that's not really. Maybe it is chic. It's very, maybe the word's chic, but it's also unique, and you don't see hair like that in Street Fighter that often. So when you see that, you go, and how blonde it is, you immediately sort of think, oh, okay, that's Ed. That's the Ed calling card. Now if you would take that hair, and if it was shaved up on the other side, and if you would flip it back, that's Luke's haircut. That's what's interesting about that. His is combed forward. Luke's is combed backwards. Especially if you look at the outfit Luke has on, where it's his training shorts, and his hair looks like it's flying back. It's basically a long mohawk. The only difference is Ed has his all combed forward, and Luke has his all combed back. And nobody has their hair sticking straight up in the air like Birdie. It's all forward, backward, or that's it. So, yeah, that's another interesting thing. So I'm happy they kept that, because it would have been a pretty aggressive of a change.
Yatta!
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What's up there? Bad guy, what's up? Thank you so much for the follow. I think it looks good. He could be out in 2 weeks. Yeah, February time. He could be out in 2 weeks. Let's think about this real quick. If Ed was out in 2 weeks, and when they released Rashid was released, say, 13 or about 13 days or so before Evo, and he was tournament legal for Evo, then that would mean he could be legal for the LCQ. The LCQ, the last chance qualifier, is February 16th through the 18th. If Ed is legal for the LCQ, because he has roughly, give or take, 2 weeks to be practiced on to be viable, and the Pro Tour is the 21st through the 25th, that would be a big thing. But the question then would be, would anybody want to risk a new character coming out that soon with $1 million going to first place and another $1 million to be split up from second place on? That I don't know if they would want something like that to happen. But maybe. I don't know. I never played Street Fighter V. He comes off as angsty. He's supposed to be a younger guy. He's supposed to be a younger guy, possibly a clone. He was created with some others so that the person in charge, if they need an extra body, they could transfer bodies. He probably didn't have some of the best experiences where he was, and escaped, and now he's being chased by everybody. Yeah, so, and he's probably, already ticked off, because he was ticked off when they trained him and everything there, and now that he's on the run, he's probably even more ticked off. Yeah, the emo Luke, maybe. It could be. You know what? Actually, you're right. That could be Travda. Could be. You're absolutely right. That could be the reason, actually. Ed could be the Luke counter. The polar opposite of Luke there. That would make sense. He's super emo. He's an emotional guy. I don't know. I think he's all right. He's okay. He's okay. Well, yeah. Who knows? But he does look like his face is pretty thin here. But at the same time, that could be maybe initially how they wanted him also in 5. Remember, the graphics in this game are a lot better. So in 5, they could have wanted him to have the same look there, like that real lean. Not lean. You guys know what I mean when I say lean. When I'm saying lean, I mean if somebody's doing a bodybuilding competition and they lean down, but they're still jacked, but they're like lean. And that's what I mean with that. Charge character. If Balrog was charge, Ed had a very unique set of inputs that was like a dial up type of thing. There is a chance that they could have transferred his button settings into 6 because that type of gameplay, they were extremely interested supposedly in seeing if a fighting game could be created out of that for new players. I believe a version of that is how Modern came around. So when 6 basically was being drawn out, Ed came out. And I think Ed is a test character. I think Abel in Street Fighter 4 was a test character for Street Fighter 5 to see how he would do because of some of his mechanics and side switching and his mix-up options and the constant 50-50s. I think he was a test character for Street Fighter 5 to see how they could utilize his information and how people would react to it, right? Ed, I think, was a test character in 5 for 6 because his button gameplay was different. And I think they took information of how they got that. And there were some feelers going around out there saying, well, what if we made a game where it was all like that? And there was a little bit of concern. People were saying, hey, well, we like playing classic, traditional competitive players. We're used to classic because that's what we traditionally knew. And I think the company then said, okay, so what we're going to do is we'll make classic controls, we'll make modern controls. Modern is a built version of some of the groundwork that Ed laid down. And I think that's how they came across with that. Yeah. Yeah, which is going to be very interesting, actually, to see how he's going to be in Modern. Yeah, we'll just have to see. And, of course, Ending Walker, fantastic Ed player, and constantly keeping the pressure up with the flicker, the 1, 2, 3. And they had it in there, and he didn't say it. Right off the bat, he goes 1, 2, 3, but he didn't say it, though. Yes, that's something. The design is definitely an inspiration from Luke. Yeah, well, yeah, you could say that. I could see it. I can see it because Luke also has sort of like the open zip up hoodie type of thing, And but I think he has cargo pants on with his, right? But at the same time, you know, a lot of people, if you're going to a gym, if you're doing, boxing, things like that, this you would be wearing sweats, you know. Um and he has all of his insignias here, his pins and everything, and his patches. Um I really like the shadowing that they have here on his he has his metal here. I like how this looks like it's a little bit more of a shadowy gold, and then we have the light shining down from above in the subway there. There's some good graphics here in the fingers and the knuckles. He did a good job. And his hair swaying a little, you know? Yeah, see, he's shaved. His hair is all shaved right under there. You can see the roots, right? Right there. And then it comes down. Yeah, if he flicked if he flicked that back, that's right. He'd have a Luke haircut then. Yeah, he may be the counter to Luke, huh? Kind of like how they say Jury is the counter to Chun-Li.
Hey! We're not finished! I'm not gonna be anyone's pawn. You hear me?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Show up again and I'll punch a hole through you.
That's interesting. Well, yeah. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Anything else with that? I think it looks good. I mean, I think the trailer was good. Um they really gave a lot of information in it.
The next stop is
What was the first one though? Create your
the
That's
next stop is
Kimberly experience with her music going there.
Beat Square Station.
Hagar Stadium, the shop, birdcage, something. Birdcage shop. Subway for everyone, seating for everyone. See, and here is up here it says final fight, but that looks like the character from Devil May Cry up on the top there. Dante? And then they flash Street Fighter 6. Oh no, that is Hagar Stadium. Okay. Yeah, no, never mind. Okay. Oh man, we're really seeing a lot of cool stuff. Okay, this is Hazenko and Chun-Li looks like here as anime pandas. Wait a minute. This might be too slow.
The next stop is Beat Square. Beat
Giant. Okay, that's the Hugo. That's the Hugo poster. I can't read what that is. Oh, Kuma's gonna be wild. Absolutely. I saw an interesting piece of art somebody did on Twitter, and it was Akuma sewing a fur collar onto a jacket. He was fur collar lining a jacket, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is just, I can't wait to see what his style's gonna be. It's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, I can't wait to see. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is still going really fast. Oop! Oh, I screwed it up now. Okay. Okay, so we're at 20 seconds. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so there's Hagar Stadium. And that says, okay, so we have Hugo and Poison sitting there. And, is that Cody? I don't know who that is. That's somebody else. Somebody else in the back. I don't know. I don't know who it is, though. Someone else from Final Fight, I'm guessing. Okay, there is the pictures of the pandas. I don't know what this is. That's something. I don't know what it is, though. It looks like a seal? I don't know what that is. That's something. But so what can we pull from this? Well, what we could say is there's blatantly obvious ties to Final Fight in the game. And they show Hugo blatantly everywhere. But Darkstalkers and Vampire Savior is not blatantly shown. I wonder if I should. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's keep going through a little bit there. If they have some Darkstalker crossovers, that would be really fantastic. So here's the thing. Here is Hugo and Poison's Subway for Everyone, seating for everyone, but the Darkstalker poster, they're not showing it. No. Oh, there it is. Ooh, oh! Here, look at that. Ah! Let me see here. Okay, let's see here. Huh. That's something. The new Darkstalkers would be great. Well, yeah. You know, but I don't know. See, what I've heard was that game, although it would be wonderful, I don't know if it would have enough. They would know that it would have enough sales for them to make it. That's the problem. So they would be, you know, they would be, they'd have to hope that they'd have enough people to buy it. And if they put it into, oh, here it is again! On the opposite side. Huh.
Bring it on.
That's an owl. Yeah, an owl. Not the Shadowloo insignia, yeah. Oh, yeah, all in through there. Here. Hmm. Yeah, I bet you he's gonna have a little bit of a move set like DJ. Create your experience. These are Chun-Li's wristbands there. See, he's punching down. He's punching down. That's not a psycho upper. He's punching down, and that would be his. He had a dive kick that was the psycho splash that went diagonally down. But I don't know if that would be it. Like a modified version of it, maybe. Punch down. I don't remember that. The critical art? Might be. It might be the critical art. It might be something, or something new. You know, something new. Nothing wrong with that. You know? Out of anything in his move set that they could remove, I can't imagine that they would take away the psycho upper, but I don't see it in it. This. You know what I mean? But we don't know what to expect. I mean, we have an idea of what to expect. We still don't know for sure yet.
I'm not gonna be anyone's pawn. You hear me? Show up again and I'll punch a hole through you.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, I mean, I think it looks like a good one. You know, I think he looks like a good one. And if he's going to play the way that this looks, I think he's going to be pretty good. Right? Because of that. Because of that right there. People are going to try to drive rush in or whatever. And then he's going to do parry. And then they're going to try to hit a button. He's going to hit sway. And then he's gonna 1, 2, 3. And then do the psycho upper. I think it's possible.
Sonic
Hey there.
boom!
Oh, thank you so much, Goopy. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate so much. I appreciate that. Well, this was good. This was good. Yeah, can't wait to see officially how he's going to be there. What's up? What are your thoughts on Ed? We're all kind of giving our thoughts on what we think is going to happen there. I think he has the potential to be very good. You think he looks great? I think he's going to be... Well, then this is where balancing comes into effect. If he has the stuff that we think that he has for this breakdown here, for what we saw, I think he could be top 10. Top 10. Yeah. Because he'd have let's say he has average damage, right? Then he would have a run, a sway set up. He would have, possibly we're thinking he'd have an uppercut. So let's just say he does have the psycho upper. He'd have the psycho upper. He'd have the 1, 2, 3 that he would take steps forward and continue the pressure for. He would have the psycho knuckle. And if he did that, and he didn't do the snatch after, if he just did the psycho knuckle, he could knock you straight closer to the wall. And that's exactly where you don't want to be. And then he'll run over there, he'll do a sway back, and he'll get a whiff punish. And then he'll keep the pressure with the flicker, with the 1, 2, 3. I think he could be good. He could be very good. And maybe that is what they took away. They could have taken away the splash, which is that dive kick. And I wonder, if they give him the uppercut, he could be good. He could be really good. And if people think he's angsty now, he could be a really good character, and then people are really going to use him. He'll be everywhere. I don't know about everywhere, but he'll be, he could be utilized a lot. Yeah. We'll just have to see.